Welcome in to another episode of Down South Ball Talk, hosted by LT. I'm your host, LT, and again, I want to thank each and every one of you who have been watching the videos, who has liked the videos, who has commented, who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. I just wanted to get that out the way. And of course, please follow all of our social medias. They are down here at Down South Ball Talk on all social medias, except on X. It's at Down South BT. All right, today, man, we're going to get into some NBA only. No NFL today. We're going to talk NBA. The draft is tomorrow. I don't think I've done a video since the Spurs have lost Game 5 against the Knicks. So I'm going to slightly talk about that, mainly about the Spurs offseason, more or less about the finals. But again, we're going to talk all NBA today. We're going to talk about the draft, who I think the Grizzlies should take with their draft picks in the lottery. Also, the Mavs, they have a new head coach, Dusty May, from the University of Michigan, who led them to a national championship last year. We'll get into that since that is a Southwestern Division foe of the Grizzlies. So yes, let's get into it, man. You know how we do it, man. Down South Ball Talk, where we give you nothing but AFC talk, AFC South talk, and also Southwest Division talk in the NBA. So let's get it going, man. The Spurs and Victor Wembanyama, they fell to the Knicks in 5 games in the finals, which I thought after, game 2 or 3, it was kind of over maybe. But, we won't go there, man. Let's talk about their offseason. We won't talk about the finals. That is past. We know what happened. Let's talk about the Spurs offseason. Now, there have been reports that Harper's camp has put out there, or there's rumblings that he was a little upset during the season and particularly during the playoffs because he was out playing certain players that were starting and he felt like he should be starting. Now, his father has come out and debunked those, but you can take that with a grain of salt because, again, who's leaking these things? Who's leaking these things? It's obviously probably someone on his camp or someone close to him that's telling someone this information. However, I think that Harper should be a starter, and I understand why he wants to be a starter. Because, again, they're not going to just be like, oh, well, when it's time for his extension or him to sign a new deal, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, you were a good soldier, you came off the bench, and we're going to pay you like that. No, they're going to pay you like a 6-man or something like that. So you want to be a starting caliber point guard or guard in the league so you can get your money. Let's be clear here on that aspect, business-wise. And then if we're talking just playing and overall team chemistry and everything, I think it wouldn't hurt a thing. Now, do I think they will make changes to the starting lineup? Yes. Do I think De'Aaron Fox will be there next year? Yes. Do I think De'Aaron Fox will start the season as the starting point guard of the Spurs? Yes, I do. His new extension kicks in, his 4-year extension kick in, so you don't have to pay anybody yet. You have to pay Victor maybe a year from now. Then after that, Castle's going to want his money, then Harper. I understand all that. So really you have 2 more years really to run this back, honestly, if you really want to be technical. Now, let's get into the changes of the starting lineup without Harper being in the starting lineup. I think they go after someone that needs to beef up the starting lineup, and dare I say, beef stew. From Detroit, the Detroit Pistons. It would be that guy, that enforcer that you need. Now, I have my own, queries about him and my own thoughts about his play and things of that nature. But for that team, he's one of those type of players that, just like Dylan Brooks, just like different other people, Matt Barnes of the world, you hate him when he's not on your team, but when he's on your team, you love him. You love him when he's on your team. So with that being said, dare I say Isaiah Stewart from the Pistons or someone like Rui Hachimura from the Lakers. Now, he's not really an enforcer, but he's someone who's, he has that pedigree. He knows what's going on. He's a veteran. He's not taking no junk, and he's a automatic bucket from the mid-range. Oh, we know this. Automatic bucket. If I dare say, a 99 on 2K with his mid-range. So I think Rui would be a nice addition to them. Now, you would have to take out Champagnie. He would have to come out of the starting lineup. That's who I would take out if I had to implement someone like that. And also, the third person I would think maybe they go after, but I don't see this happening because his new contract kicks in, his 3 years of his extension kicks in, is Aaron Gordon from the Nuggets. I don't think it happens, but hey, you could go after someone like him, and I think that would be a decent addition. Now, he's been hurt. He's a little injury prone. We know this, but that would be a good addition to the Spurs and what they're lacking to help Victor and them get over that hump, because I do believe next year they will get over that hump. They will add, they will get better, and Victor will be unlocked even more. I do believe that. So shout out to the Spurs, man. Shout out to Mitch. Oh, let's get into this, man. I want to say this. Unfortunately, that was a masterclass in coaching. Mike Brown, he's one of my favorite coaches. I've always said that. I wish that he would have signed with the Grizzlies and been a coach. I love Mike Brown. I love Mike Brown. So with that being said, those last few games, it was just a masterclass of coaching. Yes, Mitch Johnson, he is a new coach. This is only his second full season of coaching the Spurs. So I understand he's growing just like the players are. But that was a coaching masterclass on Mike Brown's part. His assistants were a little bit better with adjustments and things of that nature. Now, yes, you did have the closer down the stretch, which is Jalen Brunson, but coaching matters. Dare I say that time he left Alvarado in the game when he was scorching hot and down the stretch, things worked out. I mean, I could go on. But again, the finals are done. We won't talk about the finals. We're going to move on from that. But yes, the Spurs will have a decent offseason. I see them definitely picking up someone to help Victor and beef up that starting lineup. And unfortunately, I see Champagnie being the one who has to go to the bench or being a trade asset along with an expiring contract like Harrison Barnes or someone of that nature for sure. All right, let's move on. Again, we're only talking NBA draft. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about my Spurs offseason, what are we going to call it, predictions. There we go. My offseason predictions for the Spurs. We will get into more of that with a full episode of offseason predictions and things that I think might happen after the draft happens with the Southwest Division. All right, let's move on. The draft is tomorrow night, man. I think it will be another good draft. I mean, well, I'm not to say another. I will say this one. I won't say general. I hate using the G word, generational. I hate using it. So I won't say generational draft because you just never know. But I feel like this is going to be a really, and I mean really, really good draft, whether it's you're getting something to come off the bench for you and be a sixth man of the year candidate or a starting caliber type of player who leads your franchise for at least 8 to 10 years. So let's go. Let's get into it. All right. We're only talking, well, let's get into who I think is going number one. We're getting into Southwestern Division teams in a second, but let's get into who I think is going number one. Now, there are rumblings out there that A.J. DeMonsta might not go number one. It might be Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson only worked out for the Washington Wizards. So a lot of people are saying maybe he does go number one. There's reports out there saying that Washington is up in the air on who they're going to take, A.J. or Darren. But to me, it is a clear-cut number one draft pick here, and that is A.J. DeMonsta. Now, I'm not sitting there saying Darren Peterson isn't worth it or Cameron Boozer isn't worth the number one pick because I think all three of those guys are number one pick worthy type of players, which is awesome for the Grizzlies. But we'll get into that in a second. But yes, I think number one, the Wizards get A.J. DeMonsta. And unfortunately, I know Darren probably does not want to go to Utah. And I understand that fit with him and Keontae George. I don't think that would be a good fit, but you would have to try to make it work, man. Maybe give the ball in Darren Peterson's hands a little bit more because we've seen down the stretch with Kansas when he played off the ball, it wasn't that great of a thing compared to when he had the ball in his hands. So maybe you give him the ball handling duties and Keontae has to take a back seat to that. But I don't know because Keontae is a really good point guard. And with the ball in his hands, he's already proven he's a, 23 points a night, scorer before he got hurt and probably can improve on that. So with that being said, I understand the fit, but also the fit with Boozer going to Utah. I don't see it. You're trying to play Boozer, Jaren Jackson, and Lauri Markkanen. I don't see that. And you're not putting Boozer on the bench, and you got Jaren Jackson for this reason here, is for this draft to try to pair him with someone. So and also with Lauren. Now, I believe they'll lose Walker Kessler, but I mean, I don't see them taking Boozer at 2. So if Darren Peterson truly, doesn't want to go there and such of these reports and they don't take him, I see Darren Peterson maybe falling out of the top 5 or even going 5 to the Clippers. I could see him going 5 because I think the Bulls really want Caleb Wilson. I think Caleb Wilson goes 4. So I think, if he doesn't go to Utah, I think he could go to 5. I think he slips all the way to 5. But the question is, who does Utah take then at 2? Do they take Caleb Wilson? Do they take a Darius Acuff? Do they take a Keaton Wackler? Do they take a Mikael Brown Jr., who I think the Clippers are going to take now, which I thought they would maybe take Darius Acuff. I think they take him or over Wackler as well. So we'll see. The draft is going to be dope, man. I can't wait to see it tomorrow, man. You know I will be watching that. I've thought about doing a live, stream of that, but we're not in the live videos yet. We will be doing some live streams for sure on this channel. But again, let me know in the comments, who do you think is going number one? Let me know. All right, let's get into the two Southwestern Division teams that are picking in the lottery this year, and it is the Memphis Grizzlies and the Dallas Mavericks. The Memphis Grizzlies have the 3rd pick and also the 16th pick. The Mavericks, they are picking, holy guacamole. Let's see here. The Mavericks, they have the 9th pick. That's why I was going to say, I didn't want to say it wrong. They have the 9th pick. So who do I believe the Grizzlies take with that 3rd pick? I believe it's Cameron Boozer. I first thought Caleb Wilson off the cuff when, the season ended and all this other stuff, and I thought it was Caleb. His tapes, and again, Caleb Wilson will be a very, very, very good player, I believe, and his upside is out this roof. But right now, the Grizzlies need a change of culture. They need someone like Cameron Boozer that's going to come in, and right now, as a rookie, I will say it right now, I see him 18-10 at least, to the least, 18-10. And that's with Zach Edey also on the floor. Now, maybe his rookie season, I'll say 18 and maybe 8. But again, I see him being a 20-10 guy once he figures it out after the 3rd year. Because I always say with rookies, with any sport, I try to give you until your 3rd year. Going into your 3rd year, that's when I want to see you, okay, this is time. Development is over. 3rd year is time. So I believe after that 3rd year with Cameron Boozer, easily 20-10 guy each season. So, yes, I believe the Grizzlies take Cameron Boozer with the 3rd pick if he is there. No ifs, ands, buts about it. No ifs, ands, buts. His floor is there. He's ready now. He has the mentality, and I love coaches' kids. You know me, and players' kids sometimes. It depends on who they are. And I believe Carlos Boozer has got his kids ready for this. So, yes, I believe Cameron Boozer goes to the Memphis Grizzlies with the 3rd pick. All right, the Dallas Mavericks, they have 9. Now, at first, I was thinking maybe a guard because they do need a guard, and maybe they do get a guard. But after thinking and after them getting their new head coach, Dusty May, which, again, I guess we'll go into that right now since we're talking about the Mavs, I don't know how that's going to transition. Now, it's different because coaches now from the college ranks, they're kind of pro coaches now. They're dealing with kids with a lot of money, and they have to, egos and stuff like that. Again, they haven't had to do that. But it's even more broader scale now. So these coaches in the college ranks, they are more well equipped to coach pros now than ever, I think. So with that being said, Dusty May comes into the Mavs with, Cooper Flagg, Kyrie Irving, I believe he will still be there. So, and then again, this 9th pick, you get someone, there's some good foundation there. Good foundation there to build on something. And we all know Cooper Flagg will be a star in this league. He proved it. Down the stretch, rookie of the year and everything he was doing, 40, he even had a 50-point. Yes, Cooper Flagg is a very, very, very good player and will be a great player in the league. So who do I believe that the Mavericks take with that 9th pick? I want to say a guard, but now I do believe that they go Michigan. Hear me out. Now, they can take Ade Mar, the big guy, because, again, I believe Gafford, I think he's on his way out. Hear me out. Lively is still there, and he's still doing his thing, and he will be the starter. But you get someone to build with Cooper and that lob rim defensive player, just like a Lively, just like a Gafford, but a little bit better and younger, I must say. So younger than Gafford, because Lively, we all know he's still, 21, maybe 22. And these two guys I'm about to talk about are 21, 22 years old. So, do you go after Ade or do you go after Yaxel? Maybe you get Yaxel in there. He's a big body. He could come in, give you something off the bench. I don't think he starts right away, but maybe he does. So with that being said, they got some options there. Now, if they do go guard, who do I think might be there at 9 for them? Maybe LeBaron Philon. I hate to say that. Maybe him. Because again, I love him at 16 for the Grizzlies. I hope he falls. I'm sorry, LeBron. I'm sorry. I just really want you with the Grizzlies. Maybe Wagler gets there, but I don't see him getting past the Kings. Now, the reason I say that is because the Hawks are in talks of a trade with the Pelicans, and that is another Southwestern Division team we're going to talk about. We'll talk about that in a second. So, I don't know, but I think they go big man. But maybe guard. But yes, we'll see. But the Mavs, they have the 9th pick. They're in a good shape, man, and a good place. They got a new head coach, and I thought that they maybe needed a head coach before the draft, and they did it 24 hours before the draft. So, yeah, shout out to the Mavs, man, and we'll see what they do this season. All right, again, there's rumors out there that the Pelicans are doing a trade or are in talks of the trade with the Hawks to send Trey Murphy III to the Hawks for the 8th pick, and also a player that, people are saying might be Kuminga, which that would be awesome for the Pelicans. Kuminga's a good bench player. I think he wants to be a starter, but he's a really, really, really good bench player. So, and also if they get that 8th pick, I think that they get someone to come in and maybe they get a forward, maybe Nate Amint, even though I'm not particularly high on Nate Amint in the lottery. I'm just being honest, but that's just me watching Tennessee games. I just didn't see it. Now, he came on down the stretch, but again, that would be a good pairing with, Fears, with Derek Queen. You got Zion there and stuff, and then you have a stretch forward like that you can play at the 3 and 4 who has guard-like skills as well. So maybe they do get that, and I think they kind of regret sending that first-round pick away for Derek Queen. Derek Queen, he flashed. He had 2 triple-doubles last year, things of that nature. He flashed. But giving away your first-round pick, I don't know. And when it was, your pick already, which is 8, so we shall see on that. But I think they go forward, and I think someone like Nate Amint really gets, drafted by the Pelicans if they have the 8th pick and they do make that trade with the Hawks. All right, this concludes this episode of Down South Ball Talk. I just wanted to come on here and talk some NBA. Let me know who your draft picks are. Do you think AJ's going number 1? Do you think Darren Peterson's going number 1? Do you think that Cameron Boozer is going to be on the Grizzlies? Let me know. Do you think he goes to Utah? Because Carlos Boozer is an assistant coach with the Utah Jazz. His dad is there. So let me know in the comments, man. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a good evening.